When you think of One America News, what do you think of? I don't know, maybe you think of insane questions to Donald Trump in the White House press room. Maybe you think of Tomi Lahren. I think she got her start at OAN. Do you think of AT&T? Well, maybe you should, because this week we found out that AT&T has provided tens of millions of dollars in funding to OAN. In fact, representing 90% of its revenue from a contract with AT&T owned television platforms, including DirecTV. This is according to an OAN accountant in sworn testimony from 2020. So on the funding side, AT&T is, from what OAN is saying, very important to them, but also in terms of the creation of the network in the beginning. So Robert Herring Sr. is the founder of OAN, said they told us they wanted a conservative network. They only had one, which was Fox News. I dispute that. Anyway, and they had 7 others on the other left-wing side. When they said that, I jumped to it and built one. And of course, this is interesting for a lot of different reasons, but the fact that AT&T owns Warner Media, which owns CNN, so they sort of are responsible for CNN and OAN, CNN being the left-wing one out of this. Anyway, I was shocked by this, Michael. What do you think about this revelation about their funding?
Yeah, I think it's pretty surprising. I don't know clearly enough about it, and I don't think anybody does. And even if I knew about it, I wouldn't be able to analyze it perfectly because I don't know what goes into these massive telecom deals to get carriage and coverage. And yes, AT&T owns DirecTV. They didn't always own them, but the fact that they were, propping this place up when they could have propped up something else is really curious, and I think deserves further examination. This is not, first of all, and the notion that there are 7 other OANs on the left on DirecTV is absurd. I mean, it's really ridiculous. If they call that CNN, maybe if they want to equate MSNBC, and I'm loath to even say this with Fox, they make a better argument, but there are not 7 others over there. And the opinion shows on Fox and the opinion shows on OAN are far different, vastly different from any of them anywhere else.
Yeah, you're totally right. And it's not just that OAN is right wing or like Fox News. I mean, the lines are blurring more than they were a few years ago, perhaps. But no, they were like, with Newsmax, the most vigorous in pushing complete lies about the election, as well as QAnon. Chanel Rion, the reporter for OAN, talks about QAnon in a variety of different forms. Like this is really crazy. OAN is suspended on YouTube, and AT&T is pumping millions of dollars into them, which, as people point out on the chat, we're close to the weekend. John Oliver, who loves to talk about AT&T, what he calls his business daddy, I have a feeling he's probably going to have fun with this, and AT&T probably has some splaining to do. Anyway, any quick final thoughts?
No, I mean that's exactly right. There's going to be more on this, and AT&T is definitely going to talk about what this means. But OAN is off the charts. They are liars. It's fiction.
They're the craziest of the crazies. It's almost admirable if it wasn't so abhorrent. Anyway, use that as a tagline, OAN. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.